Yes, we're back with another rider, another episode. Today we have Theo and
Dan,
and they have an interesting company, and we're just about to hear all about it. So nice to have you here today, Theo and Dan.
thank you. It's great to be here.
So what's your company called? How did it get started?
So the company is called CityScape Digital Limited. It was started by a kind of really talented creative guy and a property guy, and that was in 2001. And it was all about creating really high quality. Back in the day, CGI was expensive. It took a long time, so we were kind of top providers of really high quality versions of buildings like the Cheese Grater, which is now built today.
What has been your biggest trials and tribulations throughout this project?
This is going to be a very long conversation. As in a small enterprise that we are, a growing small enterprise, it comes at you every day from all directions. So you have to triage your battles. When I started out, I was a software developer sitting in the corner writing some GIS software, but I quickly got involved in the business when it was clear it was about to go out of business. Mm-hmm. So the first trial I had, which was actually a great challenge, was how to turn around a sort of 300,000 turnover business that was losing about £300,000 a year, so that's where I kind of did my first big thing. Was I renegotiated all the debts. I got on the phone, never done it before, but I kind of figured to be human is the win, so I just said, look, I'm really sorry about this. I phoned like 30 people, so I'm really sorry about this. We'd like to sort it out, and we're going to pay you back over 3 years. Mm-hmm. So that was my first big thing, really. It was like saving. I kind of saved the day. It's kind of good to be a superhero in real life sometimes, like yourself. What
did you learn from those kind of conversations? Because those conversations could be taken one of two ways. Either I don't trust you, or that's what I want to hear. Someone who's really willing to acknowledge what they've done, what the situation is, and how they're going to handle it.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I hadn't actually done that specific thing before, but I had dealt with similar situations. So I kind of had to be sure before I made those calls that I meant it. So in my head, this wasn't a sort of desperate attempt to fend people off. It was carefully thought out. So I worked out a cash flow plan to make sure that we could make every single payment, mostly. Mm-hmm. And I worked that out beforehand. So when I got on the phone, I had an authentic offer, and I also apologised honestly. I said, look, and I was straightforward and said, this is not something that I've been part of creating, but I am going to be part of the solution. So I guess I had to think it through to make sure what I was promising was going to be real, and I believed it, and then I followed through, I guess. And people could hear it. They certainly believed that I meant what I said, and we then did complete on it. So we made all the payments that we said. So in this case, it kind of worked out.
So you've got solid relationships with those clients now.
Yeah.
And they go to bat for you.
That's right.
Yes.
So that's how we tried to work with all our clients. So that was the it was the suppliers mainly on that side, but with the clients, we then, to make the money to pay back the suppliers, we had to obviously improve our client relationships as well, as you referenced.
Imposter syndrome, because you jumped into quite a few things there. And I can tell you, as a podcaster, I always thought I didn't have imposter syndrome, but you do get it, even if you're in denial about it.
Yeah.
How did you manage your imposter syndrome, assuming you had some?
You do definitely get times when, for me it happens when I'm thinking about how things could be bigger and better. So there's a stage when you kind of have a bit of a dream enters your head, and you think, wow, one day we could take what we do and it could be on a much bigger stage. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's where imposter syndrome comes in sometimes, because then you catch yourself thinking this thought, and you think, is that really me? If I go pitch that, like I'm going to a meeting now with my colleague Theo, we're going to go and see a big engineering firm. They're a 2 billion turnover company. And you sort of think about how you're going to pitch yourself, and then you're like, is it a big pitch or is it a lie? Is that us? Mm-hmm. It's not a lie, but could this really be us? Is this who we are? Of course. So it happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose the point is you're doing it, so it is you.
I think that's what one tells oneself. You sit down, you have the same formula as I mentioned with the supplier payback thing. You kind of sit down, you reason it through. You kind of think, can I defend my position successfully when I'm attacked in the meeting? And if you can defend your position, it suggests that it is you, because you're authentically going to move behind it. It's not a statement that in fact there's nothing behind it, perhaps.
What my thought would be, you're not defending your position, you're providing a service. So what's your problem, as in the engineering company, what's your problem? How can I accommodate you in that?
Yeah, so that's a useful way to think about it, isn't it? So we're trying to persuade them that they're a very big company and they have very, very solid big contracts with governments, local councils, and we're trying to persuade them that what we could bring to what they do is new technology and new thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So with their solid business and our new thinking, we're thinking that there could be a great partnership there.
Okay, that's good. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Not at all.
And where can people find you on social media, on the website?
Cityscape.com. Cityscape.co.uk. Sorry, CityScapeDigital.co.uk. Yeah.
Oh.
And obviously, thank you to you, the equaliser. You are the real world equaliser. You look after your passengers, and it's a great thing. So thank you very much for your time today.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.